Good morning, everyone. It is your daily crypto news for May 8th, Wednesday, 2024. My name is Matt, and you can reach me at matt@dailycryptonews.net and see what we're doing right now. You didn't hear me yesterday. You won't hear me Friday. It's called Matt Scarcity. We're trying to get the value of Matt to pump higher. Anyway, let's get to that daily crypto news. The FTX bankruptcy estate has filed a consensus-based reorganization plan that will pay out billions more than needed to cover the value of creditor claims. 98% of creditors will receive at least 118% of allowed claims in cash within 60 days of the plan coming into effect, while the remaining creditors will receive 100% of their claims and billions in compensation for the time value of their investments. FTX forecasts that the total value of the properly collected, converted to cash, and available for distribution will be between $14.5 and $16.3 billion. And they're noting that this is a substantial recovery from the time of its bankruptcy filing, when the firm had $8 billion in shortfall in customer funds. This isn't all rosy for everybody. There is an FTX customer who lost around $2 million in the collapse, and he says that the stated plan has a clause that Sullivan and Cromwell, and this is the lawyers that are clawing back the funds, cannot be held liable for misconduct regarding its sale of assets at deep discounts. Remember, they're selling FTX assets at very big discounts to some of the creditors and FTX's biggest clients. And it's not just that. This customer has been very critical of the legal fees. For example, there's this article from June of 2023 that the FTX's bankruptcy process has already topped $200 million in legal fees. And, well, that was June of 2023. We're literally almost a year later. How much do you think that is now? I mean, imagine representing this and clawing back all this money and getting a $500 million payday. I think that's excessive. I don't know if that's correct. But then again, I don't know the man hours. I don't know how many people they have working on this. I don't know anything about how this works. But that's a shit ton of money. There's a Japanese cryptocurrency exchange called Coincheck, and it expects to go live on the Nasdaq. Yes, public trading on the Nasdaq. And it's doing via a SPAC merger. And a SPAC is obviously a special purpose acquisition company. And that company is Thunder Bridge Capital Partners 4, or THCP. And this is going to be complete in the second or third quarter of this year. Once the merger completes, the renamed Coincheck Group will be listed on the Nasdaq, and it'll be under the ticker CNCK, joining Coinbase as the only crypto exchanges publicly traded in the United States. And I might have a spicy take here. I don't know if I like these SPAC mergers. I don't know. I don't know if I really like these. What are your thoughts? I'm still trying to figure all this out. Matt@dailycryptonews.net. This next one was brought to my attention by my boy, Paul McNeil, in which the trading firm Susquehanna International Group purchased more than $1 billion worth of shares of Bitcoin ETFs in the first quarter of 2024. The firm disclosed to the SEC ownership of 17,271,326 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, with a market value of $1.09 billion as of March 31st of 2024. Additionally, Susquehanna reported owning 1.3 million shares of Fidelity Wise Bitcoin Fund, or FBTC, valued at around $83.7 million. And the firm increased its stake in ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, or BITO, the ticker. And they owned around 7.9 million shares of BITO, worth around $255.4 million, up 57% from a February filing. Susquehanna's cryptocurrency allocation only represents a tiny fraction of the firm's trading portfolio, which ended the first quarter with more than $576 billion. So yeah, you can allocate 0.2% of your portfolio to crypto. Thank you, though. The Monero-based peer-to-peer exchange LocalMonero is shutting down. And they're citing a combination of internal and external factors. So if you are using this starting on May 14th, no new trades will be had. They will be disabled. And the website itself will be scheduled to be taken down on November 7th, 2024. If you do not get your funds out and take custody of your funds, then they will be forfeited, abandoned. They're gone. Why are they making this move now? Well, a lot of people are looking at the United States and their crackdown of what they're calling money transmitters, and I guess they don't want shots fired at them. Again, November 7th is when the website is disabled, and if you don't get the money out, the crypto out, the Monero out, then it will be abandoned, forfeited, gone. Well, see, here's the thing. The SEC and these money transmitting things and Elizabeth Warren, all this crankiness that's coming around crypto again, people aren't happy about this. So there's pro-crypto Republicans demanding that the agency rescind its current guidance, saying that the SEC discourages banks from offering crypto custody services. On Wednesday, the House Republicans will vote on Representatives Mike Flood's joint resolution to lodge a congressional disapproval of Staff Accounting Bulletin, or SAB 121. SAB 121, published on the SEC website, outlines the opinions of the SEC staff about, and that's not all of them, definitely Crypto Mom is not part of that, about the risk crypto custodians should consider, and lays out the related disclosure requirements under the federal security laws. While the SEC positions that this guidance is not just guidance, not formal rules, Flood argues that this guidance, this SAB 121, represents both a change in policy and a change that is controversial. It's unfortunate that the SEC would attempt to circumvent the rulemaking process while falsely claiming that SAB 121 is simply a non-binding staff-level guidance. You heard how I said that. That's exactly how I think he sounded. Anyway, within the SAB 121, the SEC warns of technological, legal, and regulatory risk unique to crypto custodians, claiming that they'll have significant impact on the entity's operations and financial condition. Sounds like a threat. Flood said that the SEC has impeded long-standing practice and made safeguarding digital assets prohibitively expensive for trustworthy and highly regulated institutions. Joining all of this is Tom Emmer, and he's calling the illegal SAB 121 an example of the SEC's attempt to claim regulatory authority over the crypto industry at large. I will note that standing behind Tom Emmer during this is the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. So that's just not a congressman coming out and saying, hey, you know what, I don't like this thing. This is the third in line for the presidency standing behind him, saying like, you know what, I got your back. So there's that. Standard Chartered made sure to weigh in on the United States presidential election. According to this British bank, they said that another Trump administration would not be as strict on Bitcoin as the Biden one might be. Trump is on the record for saying, I make money with it. I have fun with it too. Crazy new currencies. That's what I call them. Crazy. They're crazy new currencies, whether it's Bitcoin or others. That's my Trump impression. Anyway, to be clear, there is no policy or mention of policy from the Trump administration that is friendly to Bitcoin. Yes, he trades in Ethereum. He had some NFTs, blah, 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 Trump trading cards. But there's no mention of how he's going to react to crypto. I would assume he's going to be lighter than, say, Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, which Gary needs to go. But only RFK Jr. has publicly come out to say that he's pro-crypto and will be friendly to the industry. Speaking of crypto and presidents and presidential elections, Michelle Obama and RFK Jr. have equal odds of becoming the next president on Polymarket. If you've never been on Polymarket, it's actually quite interesting just to go there and to see the prediction markets and people betting on everything from the presidential election to Senate races to congressional races to obviously sports. Even the Drake and Kendrick beef is on the market. If you want to get involved with the Drake and Kendrick beef, you can bet to see if Drake drops a new track by Friday or if Kendrick drops a new track by today. You can also bet on if Drake's secret daughter is confirmed by May 31st. They say that there's a 4% chance. And finally, Yoa gave me an email yesterday and said, hey, thanks for the episode response to my rune questions. I'm accumulating quite a bag. Okay, congratulations. And start thinking about the best way to store it. I now store my crypto on a centralized exchange, but would like to use my Phantom wallet since it captures the essence of crypto better. I just feel like it's easier to hack. And then there is cold storage. What would be a good option to store my crypto for at least until the beginning of next year? Keep up the good work, man. Appreciate your time and effort you put into it. Cheers, Yoa. okay, yo, here's what I say. And obviously, this is not financial advice, and I really hate giving this kind of advice, but you asked, so I'm going to do it. Centralized exchanges are good for 99% of the people. Again, if you're for the space, if you're for the movement, if you're for like decentralized money and holding your own keys, then yeah, get a wallet. I mean, but if you're just stacking NFTs or shit coins and you're trading, keep them in your centralized exchange. Make sure you have two-factor authentication. Make sure you have a confirmation, so when something is traded, you have to confirm via email and your two-factor authentication. Certain exchanges like Kraken, for example, has ways that you can have a specific two-factor authentication code for many different transactions. So a buy, a sell, a transfer, and yada yada. So it's unique every time. Makes it a little more safe, plus an email confirmation. There's ways to stack up the security. So the fact is centralized exchanges have come a long way from 10 years ago. If you're holding your Bitcoin and you want to be part of, like I said, the decentralized, nobody controls your keys, not my coins, not the Fed, it's not an IOU, it's not any of that, then obviously put in cold storage. Again, centralized exchanges are good for 99% of the people. If you want to hedge it a little bit, for example, you say you have 9 Ethereum, you want to keep 3 in your centralized exchange, some in your Phantom, and then some in cold storage because you want to spread the risk, because obviously they're not going to attack all of them. That's maybe an option. Some people, and people I really respect, Jameson Lopp, for example, he does not recommend that. He says that it's just, added places of failure so you can lose your crypto. This is just a hard thing to answer. It's all about you. It's all about what you feel comfortable with. And, if you're trading often, I mean, it's just a waste of money and a waste of time to keep popping from, if you're not connecting your Phantom wallet to, different exchanges or DEXs, or if you're cold storage and you are just trading, you want to keep sending it back and forth from your cold storage to a DEX or your centralized exchange. That's just a waste. Look, there's so many different options. Just if you're using a centralized exchange, they have many different security features there. When it comes to two-factor and email and different ways to confirm that it's you, make sure that you do it. Make sure you go through the procedure. Make sure that you do your KYC, AML. Make sure that they know who you are. So if there is any problems, that you have at least a record of having the exchange. I mean, I don't think you could be in the U.S. without doing that, but there are places around the world that you just can open exchange based off of email and be anonymous. So I don't know where you live. So make sure that if you are using exchange, they know who you are, unless you're trying to skirt taxes. In their case, I can't help you because we are a law-abiding podcast here. Anyway, thanks for the email, Yoa. Email me and let me know what you do. Now let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9:53 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Fear Greed is at 55. We are neutral. Bitcoin sitting at $62,106, down 1.8% in 24, up 8.2 in 7. Ethereum is at $3,015, down 1.3. Tether's number 3. Binance is at $584, down 0.8. And Solana is down almost 4% at $147. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, XRP, Dogecoin, down 4%. Toncoin, and Cardano. The total market cap is at $2.28 trillion, down 2.6. Bitcoin dominance of 53.4 and ETH dominance of 15.8. That is our show today. And look, really quick, the market's going sideways. I predict another month of this. And so if you're thinking about a $70,000 Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to see that until mid-June, maybe July. So just be okay with going sideways for a while. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, happy hodling, everyone.